Good afternoon. It's time for the weekly update briefing. It's Thursday, February 23rd, 2017. First, I'd like to talk about some of the upcoming events that we have. The first thing up is a command staff meeting. I know I've been telling you they're Wednesdays at 9 o'clock here at Fire Admin, but that just changed. We're now having them at 8:45. We're backing up having them a little early, and we moved them to the Bryce building, to the big conference room over there. So that's still on Wednesday mornings. The drive-by training is still going on at Polk State and is going real well by all accounts that I hear. Some of you guys have been concerned about the captain's test and things. Well, we're first going to run an engineer's test in late March to get all that stuff out of the way, make sure that everybody's completely qualified that wants to be an engineer or be a captain. So then the captain promotional process will start in early April. That's coming up. Also, as I've been briefing, the EMS Symposium, Doc's getting together an all-star cast to come speak at that. We haven't got a lot of last firm confirmations, but we got a lot of confirmations he's got from some pretty heavy hitters in the medical fields. So that's going to be a great symposium this year. Now, I wanted to follow up on a couple of items that people have asked about. Some of the things I've gotten a lot of emails about, one way or another, or communications. First is the shift-friendly paramedic and fire classes that we've been talking about. It's been in the works. The draft policy is under review. It's in the county manager's office right now and is expected to be out by the middle of next week. And that'll tell you everything that we need to know, how to apply all those different things and the actual rules of it. So coming to see that by about the middle of next week. Also, I've spoken for the last few weeks about the BOCC retreat that was last week. And as I've been telling you, it's unbelievable that the support our elected officials have given Polk County Fire Rescue. The commissioners tentatively set aside $5.5 million for Polk County Fire Rescue. And of that, they set aside $2.5 million for an additional station, $2 million for additional apparatus, and $1 million for some various safety equipment and safety needs that we have. So again, this is tentative amounts, but looks very, very promising for the future. Also, Chief Lincoln's reminded me, I spoke with him today, and they're on the very final stages about to place the order for all the replacement CBAs. All the SCBAs in our stock will be replaced, and the order is just about ready to pull the trigger on that very, very soon. Also, I've had a few emails questioning the MOT policy and what all does it include and leave forms and things like that. Right now, as of now, if you refer back to the February 9th video, we just count scheduled overtime and mandatory overtime. No other forms of leave are counted to go into that mixture. We met with the union leadership on both both unions, and this is the way we came up with it. Nobody thought of any other way, so we're just going to try it for a trial period. If we do need to modify it, change it later, we'll do that. But as of right now, it's just scheduled overtime and the mandatory overtime starting on the 13th. Couple reminders and updates for you. First, the Fire Rescue Strategic Plan. I talked about this last week in detail. What I wanted to make sure that you guys know is to make sure that you familiarize yourself with it, because again, that's the roadmap towards the future of the direction that we're going to be heading, some of the major stuff that we're going to be doing. Now, there'll be, of course, ancillary things, smaller projects going on, but that's the big picture stuff that we're going to be working towards. We have some SOP changes and additions that I want to brief you guys about that will be coming out in the next couple of days, certainly before the next briefing. SOP number 120, which is the chief has added a take-home vehicle policy/program in the SOP that outlines how that's going to be done and what all the requirements are of that. SOP 507 deals with a number of hours of continuous duty that you can perform without a break. Be sure when that comes out we read all that. The last one for the SOP changes is 511. We're implementing a safety alert system, memo system, and this is going to be how that's handled and how that's done. So be aware when you get these notifications that you read them and understand what's happening. The employee handbook, I got notified that section 7.08, which is occupational health and wellness program, was changed in there, and so when that comes out in print, make sure that you look for that. That's just a recent change. Also, I'm working on, the chief and I actually are working on a new employee information package. If you remember, Chief Cash had an employee orientation package that contained different things about us and what they can expect, and history and traditions of the fire department and the EMS, and the different both disciplines where they came from. Well, Chief Trevino liked that and is amping that up a little bit. We're taking the bulk of what Chief Cash had there, we're adding to it some other things, and this is an area where I'd appreciate somebody's input. If you've been a new employee recently and you say, gee, I wish I'd have known this, let me know, and we can probably include that in the new information for other new employees. So always your input's very well appreciated when you can do it. Well, that's it for this week. If you have any questions or comments, of course, Rick Parnell at polk-county.net. I get them, and I may wait to publish them on this weekly briefing, or I may send it back to you, your answer right away as far as email, and depend on what the audience, I think, would require of that. So again, thanks for all you guys do, and be very careful. See you next week.